Hey guys, today on Hawks Nest we'll be talking about SEMO football, OVC takeover, and their FCS journey. Hey guys, welcome back to Hawks Nest. I'm Monica Smith.
And I'm Tom Olson.
All right, and today we're going to get straight into football.
So on this past Saturday, SEMO had an historic win in football as they took on Stony Brook out of New York. Stony Brook came down to Cape Girardeau for a dogfight, and they received one. They took a 14-0 lead into halftime, and they left the third quarter down by 14. SEMO surged back to take a 28-14 lead through timely turnovers forced on defense, including interceptions by cornerback Taj Jenkins and defensive end Justin Swift. They were all over the place. They were all over the place on special teams, recovering a fumble on a punt. Daniel Santacaterina really got on his high horse, probably to give the kids gifts for Christmas. He was probably, but anyway, he was all over the place as he was rushing like crazy. And Christian Wilkerson had himself 2 touchdowns at wide receiver in that quarter alone. We don't know what Coach Tukowitz said to them at halftime, but we can only imagine, because they turned around that 14-0 deficit and turned it into a 14-0 deficit of their own. That's how we do it, Red Hawk pride. And they finished that game 28-14, and now are heading out to Utah to face Weber State this Saturday at 3 o'clock. And it's going to be another battle, but I think we'll prevail.
Yeah, all I know is whatever pep talk that Coach Took gave them, I need that for finals.
Right.
Because I really need it. But speaking of Coach Took, he was named the OVC Roy Kidd Coach of the Year. And also Marquez Terry, senior running back, was named OVC Offensive Player of the Year, #1 in the conference in touchdowns and yards. Also, Zach Hall was named OVC Defensive Player of the Year, #2 in the country in tackles. Now, he's doing really good as well. They are really showing themselves and really coming out, because, football for us, it hasn't really been going so well. But this year, I really do have a lot of pride.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a very historic season, and you mentioned Zach Hall and Marquez Terry. They're both OVC leaders. Zach Hall, #2 in the nation in tackles. It's always good to have a really good middle linebacker who's plugging up the holes defensively, and that's what he's done. So.
Yeah, Matukowicz, he's with 15 finalists for the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year Award for the Football Championship Subdivision. And Marquez Terry, he's also a finalist for the Walter Payton Offensive Player of the Year honor, and he's, of course, #1 in rushing yards per game.
That would be an amazing accomplishment if Marquez could take that home, because anytime you're mentioned in the same breath as Walter Payton, it means you're doing something right. So.
Right. And then Hall, he's in the contention for the Buck Buchanan Defensive Player of the Year award. And
so that would be all those players you mentioned, Marquez and Zach Hall. They all received OVC first team basis. But junior transfer quarterback Daniel Santacaterina, including free safety by Darius Knighton and our left tackle Drew Forbes, all were named to the All-OVC first team with them. Santacaterina finished the OVC in #1 in touchdowns and passing efficiency at 147.8 per game, while throwing for 2,598 yards as he started every game under center for the Red Hawks. By Darius B-Day Knighton had 72 tackles, 1 interception, and he returned a blocked field goal attempt for a touchdown against Jacksonville State in probably the most influential game of the season. So everybody we just mentioned absolutely earned their weight this year.
Yeah, and then also we do have some people giving predictions saying that we're going to win the next game due to our passing game. So I guess we'll see next game.
We do have a very stout passing game. We have 3 really good wide receivers in Jarek Orr, Christian Wilkerson, and, of course, Zach Smith. And, when Santacaterina plays a really good game and our defense turns the team over, we can beat anybody. So Weber State better be ready.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching Hawks Nest today, and hope to see you next week.